So starting with our big good morning stretch. So just take that nice first inhale, pandiculate. Say inhale and take that yawning, stretching reach. So you stretch your fascia, get it waking up, ready to go, and then take it off into a little side bend. Take an inhale, get that yawn and stretch. Exhale takes you into softness. Take it over to the other side. Grab that wrist. Take that inhale, get that yawning stretch. And then come back down, step your feet just a little bit wider and right into some standing twist. Twist like you're trying to wake up your spine just a little bit, but let your feet, your knees, and your hips pivot with you. And then just kind of tune in and notice, how's your body feeling this morning? What is your energy level feeling like? We do have our 50 jumps today, and I like to say about the 50 jumps, do the 50 jumps in a way that feels good to you. If you've got anything going on, osteo stuff, bone density stuff, and your doc says no jumping right now, leave it off, do just the bounce. But if jumping feels good, when the time comes, we're going right into side bends from here. So when you're ready, side bend, but pat, pat, pat down that IT band as you go. Just waking up your spine, waking up your nervous system, waking up your fascia, asking every bit of your body to get ready to go. We are doing some intentional walking next. So if you've got shoes on and you like to kick your shoes off so you can get that good toe spread, that good intentional feeling down into your feet, I'll say kick your shoes off. You know, I love it barefoot anyways. Make your way to your back of your mat. Tuck your bum just a touch. So we just keep a little space in the back. Bend your knees a little bit, and we're going to keep them soft and bent. So we're not going to let the knees lock out as we walk. Then, and especially anybody who's got those bunions or the big toes that kind of want to meet in with that second guy, a slight pigeon toe. And then we walk slow and intentional. So you want to work through the footfall so that that last thing that pushes off is that tip of your big toe. So go nice and slow. And then when you walk backwards, toe ball heel, nice and slow. Get a good spread of your toes along the way if you can. Don't lock out your knees. Keep your bum a little bit tucked. And then as you get going, if it feels pretty good, you're going to keep your eyes forward on the horizon because you know where you're going. Notice your breath. Check in and make sure you're not clenching your jaw too much. 20 seconds left. Slow and steady for this one. We just want to find that good intentional foot placement, that roll through the foot, and that big toe is the last guy that pushes us off to go forward. 10 seconds left. All right, that's time. I'll say grab a hand weight or your Pilates ball or your yoga block or a throw pillow, but we're just going to pass something around the waist. It could be a hand weight, it could be light or heavy. It's going to be totally up to you. If you go for a heavy weight, when we do that work, think about it like a bit more of like that farmer's carry idea where you're trying to hold the weight away from your body so it's not touching and then it's not shoving you around. So you want to really stay nice and steady in your center. Get your shoulders waking up. Get your core muscles doing a touch of work. Notice your breath. And I've got a bunch of different weights around me today. I was playing with like, where does it feel good to add like a lot of load? And then where does it feel good to add slightly lighter load? When we go into our bent over swimmers and we're working our arms with our shoulders, for me, the 3-pounders was all I wanted to do. Everything else was like, too much, too much. All right, when you're ready, take it in reverse, go the other way. Nice work. Beautiful. Everybody looks so steady. Nice job. All right, just to give you a sense of where we're going next, it's going to be our 50 consecutive jumps. When we're doing that jumping work, it's good for our lymphatic system, it's good for our bone density, and it's good for our tendons and our ligaments. So, but if jumping is not for you today, you're just going to bounce. But if jumping feels good, we go 10, or excuse me, we go 50 and it's consecutive so we don't stop. So when you're ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Nice job. All right. One hand weight. Go heavy if you can. We're going to hold it in a nice 90-degree bend. It's going to be one arm down, one arm held in that position. We'll switch at 30 seconds and you're just taking it for a walk. Now you're going to go with a little bit more pace to your walk. If you've got a lot of space where you can walk a little bit further, take it as far as you want to go. But we don't want the weight to throw us off balance. You can walk forward, backwards, walk in a figure 8 pattern, doesn't matter. As long as you feel steady, hold and maintain that good position with your arm. And then you want to keep your eyes on the horizon. Avoid looking down at your feet best you can. If you go figure 8 pattern, lovely. Very good for our ankles as well. All right, when you're ready, switch your arms. Get it into that nice 90-degree bend, and then right back to walking. And then because we just did that jumping, your heart rate might be up a little bit. You're going to try to get your breath to come back in and out through your nose. Five seconds left. All right, now we're going to go into our dead man walking. So it's that deadlift maneuver. So grab your second heavy weight. You're going to load up as much as you can here, or stay empty-handed. Focus on what feels just right today. You take a step forward, front leg stays straight. You hinge, push butt back, keep a nice long spine. Come up, switch legs, step forward. Front leg stays relatively straight, butt goes back, heart comes forward, and that's the work. And then when you get to the end of your mat, you can walk backwards if that feels safe and comfortable, or flip yourself around and just take it going the other way. But we want that good hinge. So we're going over the front pockets of the jeans, keeping a relatively straight spine. I like to say relatively straight because we always have those natural curves of our back. And then you get that breath focus. Inhale as you hinge forward. Exhale as you push into your heel to return. Nice. All right, that's time. Now we're going to go into a bent over position, and I'm going to show you, and then you can decide which one is going to feel really good to you. So I'll say go for a load if you can, just something to hold on to. You're going to go into a bent over position, and your arms are going to circle. You're going to keep your head in a nice neutral, so you're looking slightly ahead of your weights. And the circular motion should be small and controlled. We're not trying to go like crazy and let it rock us off base. So we want a nice sturdy foundation. Legs are solid. Arms are hanging. You can go empty-handed. Your arms are just going to hang in that pendulum swinging circle. We want the circular action. We just want to get that nice good gloss and glide into the shoulder head. Some nice stability going on. Loaded or unloaded, go for what feels available right now. And then if you're really working on it, this is what I was doing this morning, go for the funky grip. Hold your weights in that funky grip so you get your fingers and your hands doing a little work too. If you're going in one particular direction, reverse, go the other way, slow and steady here. Nice. And I will say this too. We oftentimes set a timer for 1 minute of work. That does not mean you need to go for the full minute of work. Sometimes you take a break, you come back in, you go where it feels good. We go to fatigue sometimes, but not where we can't walk away from our workout and feel good about the rest of the day. All right, that's time. Take a second, put those hand weights down or switch to your heavier set. Now it's going to be a squat and an overhead. So we're going to go for a nice wide position. Think toes just a little bit turned out. And then you're going to go butt back, bend your knees, touch the ground, Reach up towards the sky, but we're going with the breath. So you're going to inhale as you go down and exhale as you come up. Loaded or unloaded, now go for the work that feels just right to you. We got 1 minute on the clock. Take your time. It's strength building, so you don't want to speed through it unless you're working on your cardio, in which case go as fast as you like. When we do that breath coordination, we inhale as we go down and exhale as we come up. It's because we want that good diaphragmatic coordination with the pelvic floor, because we want to be able to walk around the world squatting with no consequences to our squat. So we inhale, go down, exhale, come up. You've got it. Next up, we're going to be doing big toes, small toes, and a calf raise. But if you have one thing that needs a little bit more attention than the other, you might choose to stick with it the whole entire time. Get your feet underneath your hips. Go big toes up, small toes down, big toes down, small toes up, all toes on the ground. Lift your heels, return with good control. Hold on to a wall if that feels available. Big toes up, small toes up, all toes down, lift your heels. We got 1 minute on the clock. Sometimes I let my hands kind of help me find that movement down at my feet. Big toes up, small toes up, all toes down, raise your heels. Go nice and slow. And then sometimes at first, like getting that connection, you want to look down at your feet, make sure it's all working. But then once you know you've got it going on, eyes forward. So we get that nice head position, head, shoulders, hips, heels all lined up. Relatively so. $20 left. You got this. Ten more seconds to go, but to let you know where we're heading next, we'll be doing that bent over swimmer. So we meet in the middle, one arm goes up, one arm goes down. And when we go there, I'll say, pick the depth of weight that feels really good to you. For some of us, open hand is going to be the best for that one. All right, grab your most reasonable set of weights, get into that slightly bent over forward position. We load up at the shoulders, one goes up, one goes down. And you want to think, reaching towards that back side of the back pocket of your jeans so that we don't reach too far forward. So load up at the chest, one goes up, one goes down, we meet in the middle, and we switch. Nice work. Bent over position, more challenging. If you're like, well, I need to see if I can just do it in a straightforward position, then you're going to go upright, meet at the chest, one goes up, one goes down. Once you get into that bent over position, you're putting a little bit more challenge into your core muscles, back body muscles. Yes, nice work. Ten seconds left. Ooh, that summertime warmth, just enough warmth, just enough humidity. I'm like, ooh, I'm sweating a little bit. All right, that's time. Come up nice and slow, push strong into your feet. Grab the most reasonable weight. We're going into a cross-body deadlift. So we're going to be 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other. So for that one, we stagger our stance. The front leg is relatively straight. But when we go into that deadlift maneuver, we go with a little bit of a twist, like you're taking your opposite hand and reaching towards the pinky foot or pinky toe. So we get into that stagger. The front leg is going to hold your weight. You hinge, so you go butt back, keep a long spine, but there's a little rotation and we reach towards the pinky toe. Go open-handed if you're like, I got to figure this position out. Go for a load if it feels good. And I say if you go for a load, load up your opposite hand, reach across to that pinky toe. And then for the rest of it, we follow the breath. Inhale as you go down and forward. Exhale as you push into that front leg heel to come up. Wonderful. 5 seconds left on this side. All right, the next time you come up, switch your load, switch your feet. So now the other leg comes forward. The front leg is relatively straight. I always keep a little micro bend in my knee. Hinge, reach towards the pinky toe and come back up, and then follow your breath. Inhale, butt goes back, heart comes forward. Exhale, push into your heel and come forward. Ten seconds left, and then to tell you where we're heading next, we'll be coming down onto our knees for that kneeling position for our knee desensitization drill. So for some of us, no padding underneath. That's going to help build up that desensitization. For some of us, a little padding goes a long way. And then if you're really gung-ho, you might be walking on the harder surface of your floor. So maybe you kind of come away from your mat. Go where it feels good. Start by just coming into that high kneel position and then ask yourself, how do your knees feel? And then if it feels okay, you're going to see if you can just put weight into one knee and put weight into the other. And then if that feels good and you're like, okay, that's good, I can handle that pressure on my knees, then you're going to take it for a walk. If you get to the walking and that feels so easy that you can't stand it, walk into a harder surface. But if it feels okay to just be walking on that cushioned surface, stick with that. We just want to build up that desensitization. We want to be able to come up and down off the ground in a way that feels good and beneficial to our bodies. 15 seconds left. Now, if all of that's feeling good and you're like, well, maybe if I just add a little bit of load, grab a weight and just put it across your chest to add just that touch of load to your center, creating that little bit of extra challenge. All right, that's time. Now I'll say grab a hand weight or something that you can just hold. So we're going to go into overhead press position and a tricep extension. So we'll bend the elbows like you're trying to touch the back of the head. Ideally, we'll stay in this high kneel position. And when you're in high kneel position, put good squeeze in those butt muscles and don't let them come undone. Squeeze your butt, push the weight up and overhead, bend your elbows and return. And then the whole entire time, we're just going to try to keep a little bit of tension on those glutes. And then once you know where you're going, eyes on the horizon, slow and steady. We're building strength here. Nice work. "12 more seconds, but to tell you where we're heading next, we'll be going into tabletop position, doing that leg extension and then the knee tuck in the round. So if you like to cushion your wrists, I'll say you'll put a cushion underneath your wrist. If you like to cushion your knees, you'll make sure you keep it there. All right, set that hand weight down. Now we're coming into all fours position or quadruped position. As you find your way there, when we do this bit of work here, you're going to inhale as you send your leg out. Exhale, we keep a straight-ish spine as we tuck the knee through. And then when it's tucked through, then we exhale and we round the back a little bit. We're going to go 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other. Don't worry about it being perfect. Worry about it finding just that little touch of coordination. Inhale, stretch the leg back. Exhale, we bring it through. And then we tuck and round. Nice, Liz, nice and slow. That's beautiful. 5 seconds left. All right, set it down, switch the work to the other side. We inhale as we stretch the leg back. We exhale, bring it through. And then once the knee is past that through position, then we get a little bit of flexion into the spine. Follow your breath. Inhale, reach the leg back. Exhale, bring it through and round. Nice. We got 10 seconds left, but to tell you where we're going to head next, we'll be coming down onto our belly into that prone position, doing a little bit of back extension work. So if you like to cushion your knees or your front pockets of your jeans or your tummy, set your blanket up. And then when you're ready, come down onto your belly. As you come down, we're going to do just a little play of same, opposite, opposite. So stretch your arms out like you're going for a swim or for your Superman fly. Right arm, right leg. For 15 seconds, we're just going right arm and right leg are lifting up with each other. And then in about 15 seconds, we'll switch to left arm, left leg. So stick with this for a few. How high it lifts, don't worry about that. Just feel a little squeeze in those back muscles, a little energy from fingers to toes. All right, switch. Left arm, left leg. All right, now switch right arm, left leg. Beautiful. And now switch left arm, right leg. Two seconds left. All right, that's time. Now we're flipping over onto our back. Here's where we're going to want that looping resistance band. So for our band, we're going to put it around low end of the ankles. We're going to come into reverse table position, and we want something to hold the space between our knees. So whether that's your Pilates ball, a throw pillow, or your yoga block. If you're going yoga block, go yoga block. Skinny setting is going to go between the knees. Your band is going to go around your ankles. And I'm going to flip myself around a couple of different ways just to make sure what I'm saying is what you're going to find and do. All right, so come down onto your back. Put your tool between your knees. Get your band around your ankles. Then we swing the feet out like you're trying to look at your outside ankle bone. Swing it out, you hold, and you come back in nice and slow. So we keep that good, steady position. The yoga block or pillow holds that space between the knees. Thigh bones internally rotate. We hold for a second, and then we go back in nice and slow. So you've got that band there. You don't want the band to snap you back into place. You want to come back in with good, slow control. Go out, hold for a moment if you can, and then come back in. Now, if you got down here and you're like, doggone it, I should have put my back blanket down. Take a second, get yourself where you want to be, and then find the good work. We've got a full minute of work, but you don't have to go for the full minute. Sometimes you do a couple of rounds, you assess, take a break, and you come back in if it feels good to continue. You're already halfway there. "15 seconds left. Next up, we're going to be doing a little double leg lift. Your version is going to be your version. And I'll say for me, I'm definitely going to put my blanket behind my back to get myself so that I'm supporting the curvature of my back body. All right, take a second, let everything have a rest. Set yourself up with your back blanket if you want to. For me, I go tailbone off. That's the curvy part that I want that little extra space for. Back on the blanket. All right, now we're going to go for a double leg lift. Keep a bit of a bend in the knee. You can keep the yoga block. You can keep the band. And you're just taking your legs down and then picking them back up. But you're going to follow your breath. Exhale is probably happening right there at the effort. And then inhale as you come back up. Some of us might actually feel a lot better to tuck hands under the curve of the butt. I say go where you get some nice work happening. You want to feel like you're strong and sturdy in your center. Your spine's not feeling all out of whack as you go. You can also stick with just a little bit more of a shorter lever. Bend your knees the whole time. You've got it. Nice work. "12 seconds left. All right, that's time. Take a second, move that block, but keep your band. Now we're going to move the band up so that it comes up and over the bend of our knees. And then we're going to go into our supine clams. If you want just a little extra something for your supine clam, adding a little core work, take one heavy weight, hold it sideways. You'll go supine clam. So you push the knees out, press up towards the ceiling, add a little crunch and curl, and return nice and slow. And then the legs come back in. But if you're just like, well, actually, what I really need is more work in the hips, leave off the core stuff right now, then you're just going to stick with the clam and leave off the crunch. You're going to do the work that feels really good right now. Load or no load, totally up to you. Clam, press, crunch, return, or just stick with the work. Or maybe you just hold that weight in front of your chest because it gives you something to steady focus on. And then you get that work going on with your hips. Find the work that feels just right now. You've got it. All right, that's time. Take a second, put your hand weight down if you're holding on to it. Keep your band on if you like that resistance. Now we're going to move it right into a wide leg hip bridge position. So walk your feet out so they're a little bit wider towards the edges of your mat. Dorsiflex your feet. Get your toes and the balls of the feet pulled up, and then exhale, lift your butt up. Get a good squeeze in your butt muscles. Inhale as you lower down. If you want a little extra something to help you find that good butt squeeze, imagine that you're trying to use your crack of your bum. This is really fun. Use the crack of your bum to pick up your yoga mat. So as you come through, you're going to get a little squeeze to start. Lift up, you hold that squeeze at the top, and then you inhale to return, but you want that good breath coordination. Exhale, lift up, squeeze the butt muscles. Inhale to return. Nice work. Ten seconds left. All right, that's time. Butt comes down. Keep your wide leg position. Curl up, hold that curled up position, and take it for those little bit of oblique work. So like you're just trying to touch your calf muscle, touch one side and then the other. And we're not even here for a full minute. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, take a second. Whew, lower yourself down. Stretch your legs out nice and long. Do that big good morning stretch here now. Point your toes, spread your fingers. Take that inhale and find that yawning, stiffening stretch and think like you're trying to just stretch that whole front fascia of your belly. And then whew, exhale takes you into a little bit of softness. All right, kick that band off from around your legs if it's still there. Come up to a seated position, bring the soles of the feet together, go knees out to the left and to the right. Find that nice little butterfly position, and then take elbows into the inside of your legs. Do pendiculating butterflies. So you push your knees up into your elbows, come up as high as you can go, but create a little bit of resistance with your arms, and then create a similar resistance as your legs go down. Bring your chest forward just a little bit. Pendiculating is a stiffening stretch. Pick the knees up, push them into your elbows, create a little resistance as you come up. Create a reverse resistance, come down, let your chest go forward. Beautiful, do it again. Knees up into the arms, create a little resistance as you come up. Create a similar resistance as you come forward. We're gonna go one more time through, and then on the last forward one, we're gonna hang out there for a little stretch. Come up, create a little resistance. Take it forward, let the knees go down, relax your elbows, let your hands come forward into a place that feels good. Take 3 nice deep breaths. Come up and out of your fold, grab your knees, help them come up and together. Give your legs a little windshield wiper just to get that synovial fluid back into the thigh bone hip socket. Make a little basket weave, hold on to the back of your right leg. Bring it a little closer to your chest, floss the hamstring. Flex your foot, lift your chest, lift your chin. Lower your foot, lower your chin. It's not about stretching the hamstring muscles, it's flossing the nerve line. So don't go perfectly straight, go for tension and then release. Lift up, flex your foot, lift your chin, float it down slow and controlled. One more on this side. Lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Lower your foot, lower your chin. Switch sides, basket weave. Grab the back of the thigh, bring it a little closer. Lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Lower your foot, lower your chin. Lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Lower your foot, lower your chin. One more time, lift your foot, flex your foot, lift your chin. Lower your foot, lower your chin. Legs go out in front of you. Keep a bit of a bend in your knees. Walk your butt bones back just a touch. Take a nice big breath, everything up and over. And as you exhale, reach towards your feet. Does not matter if you can touch your feet. We just reach towards them. Take a nice big breath. All right, we're gonna flip around to tabletop position, stretch the upper body real quick, and then we're gonna grab our foam roller. So spin yourself around, find that table position. Hips are gonna stay roughly in line with the knees, feet tucked or released, go for what feels comfortable. Walk your arms out and forward, and I say arms as wide or as narrow as you like them to be. Go for the shape that feels good. Once you've got your arms stretched out, let your chest sink down towards the ground, let your forehead soften down towards the ground, and take a nice big breath. Lovely. Slowly, slowly, slowly bring yourself up. Clear your gear. We don't need our hand weights anymore. We don't need our looping resistance band. All you need to do is grab your foam roller. We're going to start in a seated position to work into our calf muscles and Achilles tendon. And then we're going to take it into long spine. And there's always that hope that I keep my brain organized in the direction I want us to go. So foam roller across your mat. Clear your space so you have room to play. All right, and so just Christine, as you obviously you have a foam roller, so you're not completely new to foam rolling. But when we do our foam roller stuff, sometimes it's about getting into the muscle, sometimes it's about getting into connective tissue, and the depth of work should always feel really good and comfortable to you. You want to make sure that you can breathe comfortably the whole time, slow, intentional in breath and out breath. You want to make sure you feel good neutral, good better than when you started. But if anything hits a extreme pain point where your whole body jerks or jolts, get off of it right away. And then at the end of practice, when you're done and you're going around with your day, if there's any experience of like residual soreness, that's not because you did like deadlifts and stuff, or any bruising pain, we want to skip that. We want to avoid pain. We can walk up to the edge of it, but we don't go dipping our toes into it. All right. Hey, everybody who's coming along for the ride, sit your butt down, get your legs up and over that roller, and we're just taking it for that gentle walk. You're just going to walk the foam roller towards the pits of your knees and then walk it back down towards your ankles. And go nice and slow. Take your time. When we do this particular one, when we do our foam roller walk and we're walking the calf muscles, it's a kind of a 3-for-1 special because we're getting a little bit of the muscle, we're getting a little bit of the lymphatic work, and then we're getting a little bit of the connective tissue because we're moving the joints as we go. All right, now we're going to break it up into little segments. So we're going to go segment 1, closer to the ankle, segment 2, middle of the calf muscle, segment 3, a little bit higher up towards the pit of the knee. So walk it down to segment 1, close to your ankle, and then just a little windshield wiper action. Turn your legs a little side to side. When we do this particular windshield wiper action, you do want to feel like the motion is coming from the thigh bones. So we're turning the whole entire leg to one side and then the other. And then if you can get it going on, see if you can soften your calf muscles just enough so that they feel a little soft and heavy on the roller. All right, one more windshield wiper and then toes and knees pointing fairly up, point and flex your feet. Sometimes when we do our myofascial release work, we will pin the muscle and do some work within. Sometimes we'll go with the grain of the muscle. Sometimes we'll work against the grain of the muscle. Sometimes we'll hold it and we'll pivot it. So there's lots of different ways that we can get into the tissues that we're trying to, and it's really just about like, does that feel good? Does it feel like it benefits you into the rest of your day? All right, take a second, walk that foam roller up so it's in segment number 2. Come back to your soft windshield wipers. Calf muscles just beneficially important for our full body health and awareness because it is considered our second heart. So it helps pump the blood back from the feet up towards the heart. We have a nerve line that runs through our calf muscles that's directly connected to our bladder. So we want that guy to be like working on, all however many cylinders it works on. So we just want this all to be nice and healthy. All right, take it back to center position, point and flex your feet. Nice. One more point and flex. Now move it on up to that upper quadrant. Take a second to adjust there and then come back to your windshield wipers. One more windshield wiper and then come back to center, point and flex. All right, we're going to go into a bent knee fold, and then we're going to see if we can catch hold of our Achilles tendon, but you might choose to adjust it so it works well for your body, all things depending. Come up just enough, put that foam roller so it's right underneath the bend of your knees, and first things first, do that little lymphatic squish. So we've got lymph channels behind the pits of our knees, up the groin, up the belly, armpits, chest, neck and throat, and lymph doesn't move on its own. So we help move it with squishy motion, vibrating motion, pumping the limbs, bend and straighten, all that good stuff. So we're just taking those lymph channels to the backs of the knees, giving a little smush, smush, smush. All right, now you're going to see if you can just kind of walk your butt back just a touch. Can you find your Achilles tendon and can you grab underneath your leg? And if not, you're just going to adjust it so it feels comfortable enough. We just want to do the cigarette roll. So you're going to use your fingers and you're going to grab your Achilles tendon and you're going to give it the old pinch and roll. So we just want to feel like we're glossing and gliding that tissue. If you're feeling your Achilles tendon and you can't get the skin to gloss and glide and wiggle, that could be a sign of a little dehydration. So you just want to make sure you drink some good fluids when you're done with your work. All right, give one more little pinch and glide, pinch and glide. And then once you've pinched and glided just enough, we're going to take it onto our back. We're going to move the foam roller right underneath our thighs. So come on down, get it nice and smushed up underneath the thickness of your thighs, and then let your legs be a little bit heavy on the roller. Check in for a moment. Notice how it feels. We're going to do a drag. So we're going to take our legs and you're just going to drag them out towards the edges of your roller and then drag them back in. Here we're looking to create a little bit of heat. So you want to feel like there's a little friction of the back of your leg against the roller. Drag them out. Drag them back in. And if, like me, your foam roller gets a little loosey-goosey and tries to fly back underneath the pits of your knees, I say just hold on to the ends of it, keep it in place. Take one or two more good drags. We'll come back around to our glutes and our hips, but once we've done one or two more drags across those hamstring muscles, we're going to flip it into long spine position. So take your time, go for one or two more in and out. And then when you're ready, organize yourself in a nice way. Or the way I've been thinking about it lately, organize the waters of your body. So you come up nice and fluidly. Now spin that foam roller around so it comes behind you. And we go tailbone on one end, head supported on the other end. So take a moment, take your time as you come down. And then once you've got that long spine position, walk your feet out nice and wide. Your feet are going to be your base of support. And you want to make sure you feel comfortable, sturdy, like you feel well balanced, and you could stay here for a little while. Once you've got your way there, arms are going to come out in T position. So palms facing up, stretch your arms out straight from the shoulders. And then you're going to take a second to notice your head position. Do you feel like your head is tilted up and you're looking towards the corner of your ceiling? Can you lengthen the back of your neck so that your eyes are looking at the ceiling directly above you? And then once you're here, take 5 slow, deep, intentional breaths. Breathe as if you're trying to feel a little movement of your rib cage against the foam roller behind you. Take one more breath. All right, now we're going to go palm flip, head turn. So you're going to flip your right palm down, turn your head and look to your left palm, which should be still facing up. And then flip your right palm facing up, flip your left palm facing down, turn your head to the right. See your right palm facing up. And then that's the work. You're going to flip your palms and turn your head. Look to your left hand, palm facing up, right palm down. Turn your head, look to your right palm, palm facing up, left is facing down. And then go for just a couple more times through. Go nice and slow. Because you're adding a head turn on that long spine position, you want to make sure you feel sturdy, that you go slow so your nervous system knows everything's cool. All right, one more from side to side. Now we're going to go into our focused gaze work that's directly for our nervous system. So when we do focused gaze work, we start with our thumbs directly up in front of our gaze. When we start to open our arms out, our eyes stay fixed on the ceiling above us. So we start by staring at the thumbs, adjust so you feel really strong and sturdy on your roller. Take a breath, check in. All right, now you'll slowly start to move your thumbs apart from each other. Think 1 centimeter at a time. It's really nice and slow. And then your eyes, as your thumbs start to separate, your eyes want to stay, or your gaze wants to stay fixed on the ceiling. And you should see your thumbs in your peripheral vision as you go, but you're not trying to look at them directly. You're just trying to allow your mind body to see your thumbs. Slow and steady. We open them all the way up as far as they'll comfortably go. For some of us, that means we'll hit a point where we can't see the thumbs anymore in our peripheral vision. And then once you're in your widest point, take your time and you slowly bring them back in. The entire time you keep your eyes relatively fixed on the ceiling best you can. Safety first. And then you slowly, 1 centimeter at a time, bring those thumbs back together. Eyes stay fixed on the ceiling until your thumbs come directly back in front of your gaze. And then give yourself a second, look at your thumbs, and then do the process again. Open your thumbs. Slowly, incrementally, we take them out wider and wider, keeping your eyes fixed directly above you on the ceiling. You should see your thumbs in your peripheral vision. Some of us might find a point where we can take the thumbs completely out of our view. And then once you've hit that end range, then you slowly, slowly come back in. Eyes stay fixed on the ceiling. You see those thumbs return to your peripheral vision. And then the thumbs come back in front of your gaze. All right, now hands are going to separate like you're holding a Pilates ball in front of your chest. And we're going to take some scapular shoulder rolls. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, around, down, and back. All right, take those scapular shoulder rolls in reverse, go the other way. Beautiful. One more scapular shoulder roll. And now flip palms facing down. And then we're going to go for a swim. One arm goes up, one arm goes down, nice and slow. If your hands can connect with the ground in the top position and the low position, lovely, let them. If they don't touch, you don't have to force them. You're just looking for a little stretch in one direction and then a little stretch the other way. And then if you like that pandiculation, that stiffening stretch, when you hit that end range, do that little inhale to get that yawning, stretching reach. And then you come back in. And the beauty of that nice little fascial technique of doing that pandiculation there is that you're getting that nice crisscross pattern. So it's going from one shoulder all the way across the abdomen, and then you take it to the other side. Beautiful. Take one more time through, or even yourself out. And then we're going to go fingertips to the shoulders, nice generous elbow circles. So fingertips find the shoulders and we take our elbows and we draw them in some big gigantic circles, as big as a circle as you can get your elbows to go. All right, and then take those elbow circles in reverse, go the other way. Awesome. One more circle around, and then we're going to come off slowly. So take your time. Roll yourself carefully off to one side, spin your foam roller around so it comes behind the upper back body. And then we're going to take it, think shoulder blade, roughly low end of the rib cage, or I should say bra line, slightly below the bra line. Might be a nice place to start by finding that spot. And then you're going to pick up your butt. So maybe like you could slip a little piece of paper underneath your butt and you're going to stay in that low end, slightly below the bra line, and just give yourself a little gentle roll. So when we do our back work on the foam roller, we do want to make sure we have good core control. So we go slow and steady. We don't want to whiz through it. We don't want to put no negative ones in our work. We only want plus ones. All right, take a little bit further up and down, going towards that low end of the rib cage, maybe coming slightly above the bra line. And then, of course, when we hit that upper shoulder area, if you've got a fetching ponytail, I say tuck up your hair so it doesn't get steamrolled by your foam roller. And then we go for that bigger roll all the way up towards the tops of the shoulders, all the way down towards that low end of the rib cage, knowing that the foam roller sometimes has a mind of its own. So we kind of adjust it so that it stays in the place where we want it to be, or we sort of creep along and follow it. And then sometimes the texture of it will catch your clothes. So a little good sense of humor, a little bit of grace, and hold that hair out of the way. Go for one or two more up and down. All right, and then when you're back to that low end position, put your butt down on the ground. Use your arms, come up nice and slow, pop your butt right up onto the roller, and we're gonna go right into our glutes from here. So you kind of wanna line up your butt bones, your sits bones, so that they're centered on your roller, and then we roll across the glutes. So we go from the side of the right glutes, across, and then over to the left, and you just go nice and slow. All right, now the next time you roll over onto that right side, stay there. Now, generally speaking, just so you just Christine's getting a new one and you guys get the big old reminder. We're hitting side of the butt muscles, but we're not steamrolling our IT band. IT band, though a nice thick strap of fascia and does oftentimes have a little tendency towards tightness, we don't want to steamroll it out of its shape. We want it to hold that thigh shape. So we do different kind of various work to address our IT band. So we're just rolling a little bit up, a little bit down on that side of your butt muscle. All right, now as you're going up and down here, see if there's a spot that feels maybe a little bit more interesting. There's a little bit more stimulation happening. Land on that spot for a second, make sure you can breathe. And then you're gonna take that low leg and you're gonna do a little half butterfly flap. And then if that half butterfly flap feels good, then we take it into a little knee drive. So you pull your knee up towards your shoulder and then you kick the leg out just a little bit. This is one of those situations where we're pinning the muscle and then we're moving stuff from within. All right, one more in and out with that knee, and then whoop, take it over to the other side. Take a second there, roll it up and down, go nice and slow. One side might always be different from the other. One side might have a just complete different history. We don't hold perfect symmetry in our body. So we just deal with what's showing up on the other side. We don't try to make it be symmetrical to feeling or sensation or pattern of movement. So come over here, you take the time, notice how it feels. And then you see, is there an interesting spot that you can land on that feels just a little bit more interesting than the rest? And then, or just land on a spot that feels sturdy, and then take that low leg and take it into a little butterfly flap. Nice. One more butterfly flap. And then if that flap is feeling good, take it into that forward and back position. Knee comes up towards the shoulder, and then we kick the leg a little bit away. Excellent. One more up and down, or one more in and out, and then take it back to center. Sit your butt so that you can have access to your thigh muscle. And now we're going to start with the loose thigh muscle, and you're just going to take that muscle and you're going to twist and turn on the bone. You're going to twist and turn up toward your hip and then twist and turn down toward your knee. Here's where we're getting lymphatic movement, we're getting connective tissue movement, and that strapping IT band is getting that nice novel movement. So it knows it's alive, it knows it, but we're not like tensing it out. We're not trying to stretch it and make it into something it shouldn't be. So take one more moment there. Now you're going to stiffen the muscle of your leg. So firm it up and then try to twist and turn different novel movement because you're firming up the muscle. So now you're getting that superficial fascia and the skin getting just that little bit of interesting movement. All right, take one more moment there with that nice stiff muscle and then let it be loose. Give that IT band a nice pat, 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 pat. And then we're taking it over to the other side. Grab that thigh muscle, let it be a little loose. Give it a little twist and turn on the bone. Twist it towards the knee and then up towards the hip. Go for one more with the soft muscle. And then when you're ready, firm up your thigh muscle, get it held in that steady position, come back to that twist and turn, but now we're moving a bit more of the superficial fascia and the skin. Awesome. Take one more second there and then let it go. Pat, 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 up and down that IT band. And then you should notice the thighs should feel just a little bit warmer, a little bit more alive. All right, flip yourself around so you come into tabletop position. Take your foam roller. It's going to come out in front. And then once you've got your foam roller there, we're going to take it into our forearms. So you're going to go right forearm, thickest part of the muscle on the foam roller, palm facing up. Your other hand is going to stack on top just to hold it in that nice steady position. And then you're just going to do a nice slow roll, mindful of the shoulders. So if you've got any shoulder mischief, I say always keep a little bit of your butt's weight back toward your heels so you're not putting too much pressure onto the shoulder head. I'm going to come a little closer to the screen just to make sure that everybody can see what we're talking. But when we talk about our forearm and we've got that nice meaty part, somewhere in between the thick part and the wrist bone, there's this little flat there, and we're going to shoot for that flat. So you're going to see if you can land on the flat. Keep a little bit of pressure with your other hand stacked on top, and now go wrist into flexion and extension. So you're going to flick the fingers up and then flick the fingers down. You want to focus mostly on moving the wrist. So if your fingers get in the way, make it into a fist and do the work, but go just where it feels kind of nice and available. We got to keep Christine's wrists and fingers in good condition so that she can write those great novels that I look forward to reading. All right, take one more second there, and then we're going to do the little gnocchi roll. So you're just going to use the heel of your hand or your fingers and just do a little gnocchi roll onto the nice thickness of your forearm, and then roll off. So just use your hand, use your body, let it come along with. Take one or two more gnocchi rolls. All right, and then when you're ready, we're taking that work to the other side. Left arm on the roller, palm facing up, stack your hand, slow roll forward and back. One more slow roll forward and back, and then see if you can find that flat of the forearm. Hold a steady pressure, and then flexion and extension of the wrist. And that flat of the forearm there is one of those nice sweet spots where we have a little thick strip of fascia. So we just kind of hit that spot because some places we can just get a lot more, a lot more work, more bang for our buck. All right, take one more flexion and extension of the wrist and then take it into the Noki roll. Roll a little bit and then roll off a little bit. So we are kind of doing that external roll, rolling across that flat of the fascia using your shoulder, your butt, your spine. Everything can come along if it wants to. Nice. One more second there. We're going to go front hips onto the roller. So think about those front protruding hip bones. You're going to place those bony prominences right across the roller. Take a second there. Everybody has a different sensational feeling here. So you want to make sure it feels comfortable. You can still breathe. And then you're going to do a little hip slush. So you're going to keep those bones connected to the roller and you slush your hips a little bit side to side. So it moves the big pelvis bone. It moves the muscles. It keeps the skin and connective tissue a little bit stuck in place. And then we wiggle the stuff on the inside. And sometimes in yoga, we do hip slushing in a complete prone position, which adds more benefit to the spine. But for this one, we're just moving the stuff, moving the muscles, moving the bones, moving the connective tissue. Awesome. Take one more second there. We're going to come up through a down dog shape. So you're going to walk your hands in, pop yourself up, tuck your toes under, lift up slowly, walk your hands towards your feet, walk your feet towards your hands. We're going to take that foam roller and walk it along so it finds the tops of your shoes. And then we're steamrolling the shoelaces, rolling up towards the ankles and down towards the toes with a firm pressure from our hands. Next up, we're coming up with our lymphatic drag. So when we drag our lymph, we want to bring it up towards the heart. So you're going to push into the foam roller and drag up the fronts of your shins. And once you reach about the caps of your knees, lift up, bring it back down to the ankles, push in, drag it up towards the knees, come up, back to the shoelaces, push in, drag up, drag gently over the caps of the knees. And then we have to go, and we've got some lymph channels right there at the top of the knee as well. So a little soft bend of the knees, right above the kneecap, push in, drag it up to the hips, push in, drag it up to the hips. One more time, push in, drag it up to the hips, line up with your hip bones, drag it across from the side of your butt. And we're pushing and dragging. So you want to feel like you're just trying to take your fabric of your clothes and just kind of give it a little wrinkle, get it all twisted and out of place. All right, one more drag across the hip bones and then take it up to that belly button line and drag across the abdomen. So right up that channel of the abdomen, we've got a lot of lymph channels there as well. And then we're going to go right above the belly button and we're going to do the pushing up. So go one or two more drags across the belly and then come up to the high point, think solar plexus. And you're just going to do a little push and scoop, like you're just trying to scoop everything up and underneath the ribs so it finds its way back up to your heart. Give one more little push and scoop. All right, tall roller setting, set it on the ground. Thumbs to the roller, and we stretch the thumbs. Push your thumbs gently into the roller, stretch, take a nice big breath. Awesome. Release, index fingers onto the roller, press down, get that little stretch. Awesome. Release, middle fingers, press down, get a little stretch. And release, ring fingers down, press. And release, last one, pinky fingers down, get that nice good stretch. And release, give your hands a little shake, give your whole body a little shake, shake out the Etch-a-Sketch, clear the screen, get ready for the rest of your day. You guys are amazing. Nice work today.